everybody, and welcome again to another edition of Sports Predictions. We are your hosts, Movie Master Mike.
And Boston Boy.
And we are back and just as mediocre as ever with Week 19 of the 2014 NFL season. This is the divisional round is what they call it, of the playoffs. So the divisional round of playoffs. Wow, just 3 more weekends until the Super Bowl. Yeah. That is nuts.
And that's including a bye where there's no football. Except for Pro Bowl or whatever.
Yeah, Pro Bowl doesn't matter.
No football.
All right, well, before we get into Week 19, let's recap of Week 18, the wildcard weekend. We had the Cardinals against the Panthers. We both chose the Panthers, and the Panthers won 27-16.
And, man, fuck Ryan Lindley, dude. Like, oh, man, he sucks so bad. Like, I guess they even showed an interest in Kurt Warner. They offered him, and he was interested and probably would have done it, but I guess because he retired, there was some clause or something where that he wasn't able to. So that would have been better. A guy that hasn't played for years and is gray and 100 years old. Yeah. And I was thinking even call Tim Tebow, anyone. Anything would have been better than this guy. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. All right. Next we had the Ravens at the Steelers, and we both chose the Steelers. I know I did.
Yeah, I think I chose Ravens.
Really?
I think so.
I can't remember, but the Steelers lost 30-17, so the Ravens are moving on to Foxborough, which sucks because fuck the Ravens, man.
Yeah,
if the Steelers would have won, we would have been playing the Colts, and I feel they're a little easier for us to beat.
Yeah,
and they're still a good team and
everything.
everything.
This season, yeah.
Oh yeah, we stomped them with our running game.
Right. Oh, that's right. That was that game.
Yeah, with Gray. So that sucks. I didn't really get to watch any football this weekend. I had to work, but I got to watch the fourth quarter of that game. And I came in right before the Steelers got that fumble return, and then immediately got a touchdown to bring themselves back in the game. And they missed the 2-point conversion. They're still only 6 points out. Right. So they just need to get the ball back and get a touchdown.
Ravens scored again, and it got out of hand.
Well, they scored again. I was like, okay, there's still plenty of time in the fourth quarter. If they can score 6 touchdowns in one game, they can hurry this up and get it done still.
Yeah.
But then
without Le'Veon Bell, I mean, that was the big thing. And,
it was.
In fact, Tate was they signed Ben Tate. They signed him for that weekend to replace him, and it was him that fumbled. I think that caused that you were just talking about. It was. They tried to throw it out, or something happened with him where he screwed it up, and Ravens got the turnover and scored on it.
Yeah, but I remember Ben went down. Like, he got sacked, and they took him out because they were doing the whole concussion testing
protocol. Yeah.
And their backup went in. He was making awesome fucking throws, getting him down the field, getting him in.
I actually didn't even know that. I didn't see that part.
Yeah,
I watched this game, but not every second.
And then they put Ben back in. They were pretty close to the end zone, definitely close enough for an easy field goal, but they needed the touchdown, right?
Yeah.
So they put Ben back in. First throw, interception, and it was over from there. I turned it off. I was like, let's just watch a movie. Fuck this.
Yeah.
All right, well, those were those games. I know I chose the Steelers.
I believe I chose the Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain. I tried differing from you, I believe. So.
All right, well, those are the Saturday games. On Sunday, we had the Bengals at the Colts. We both chose the Colts? I know I did.
Yeah. I wouldn't have chosen the Bengals.
Yeah, and the Colts won 26-10. So the Colts are going to Denver to play Peyton Manning. And like I said, I didn't really get to watch any of these games. So.
Yeah, with them, they didn't have AJ Green, which is basically their MVP, and that was the story of that one.
Yeah, and then I did get to see a little bit of the Lions-Cowboys game at work.
I watched that one pretty closely.
Yeah, and the Lions, every time I was watching it, I was keeping it up on my phone with the score, and the Lions were up, they were up, and then all of a sudden it was really close, and then the bad call happened.
Right.
The controversial call. Because the Cowboys ended up winning 24-20.
Right. Yeah, I was sick to my stomach at the end of that one. That's all everyone's been talking about, the call, the pass interference. And even if not pass interference, it should have been defensive holding. And even if not defensive holding, you had douchebag, what's his name, running on the field without a helmet on, arguing with the, so no matter, because he's superstar, of course, they don't throw a flag on it. If it was your third string, special team guy, it would have been a flag. But, because he's Des Bryant, he doesn't get a flag. So all over the place on that one. That they just failed, and I think that's been pretty much established that they screwed that up. They picked the flag up, they called it, and then they pick it up and reverse it. It's just unheard of, and it's travesty.
Yeah, I was definitely rooting for the Lions.
Yeah.
I picked the Cowboys. I remember you picked the Lions. You said because your will was going to change the outcome of the game.
It did the opposite.
Yeah. I knew the Cowboys were going to win.
Yeah, I thought
I'm one of those guys that kind of thinks sports can be rigged at a lot of times. Like basketball is easy to rig. The refs just up foul.
That's even been proven that they have.
Exactly. Yeah, especially in basketball. But I was gonna say like in basketball, the year the Celtics get a good championship caliber team, so do the Lakers.
Yeah.
I was like, what are the odds? Come on.
Right.
So I think some things are rigged. Obviously, you can't rig everything because these players are playing to win.
Yeah.
Maybe in some crazy like mafia world, you can pay them off to lose, but I think for the most part, 99.9% of those guys are actually out there to win and not getting paid to lose. But the refs and stuff like that, like that bad call, like that could have been the other refs saying like, no, the Cowboys are supposed to win this game. Pick that flag up.
Right. Exactly.
So that's a lot of people think.
Yeah.
So, but I like the Lions a lot more than the Cowboys. So it's really sad that the Lions didn't get that win.
Yeah, and it looks so good. I thought it was a sure thing.
Yeah.
But then they just stopped scoring the last couple quarters. So.
Yeah, so that's too bad. So the Ravens, the Panthers, the Colts, and the Cowboys are moving on to the next round to play the
Seahawks, the
Patriots, Packers, and Broncos. The 4 number 1 and 2 seeds. So let's move into Week 19, the divisional round of the playoffs, the last round before the championship round.
Right.
So first on the Saturday games, we have the Ravens at the Patriots.
Yeah, of all the teams, had to be the Ravens. The team that beat us 2 out of 3 times. Well, Tom Brady and I almost said Ben Affleck, Flacco.
It's not even Ben Flacco.
Joe Flacco. I don't know. But in Foxborough, no less. But as we were talking about this, because. And they have the record of most away wins in the playoffs, but that's because they're always a low seed, But
Brady doesn't have that many road wins in the playoffs because he's always playing at home.
Right, exactly. But he does have the most playoff wins of any quarterback in history. I think any player, but anyhow, the Patriots. I think that it's important that they establish a run game, and if they really get a good couple of runs in, it's going to open up everything else. And man, their defense is really scary. I think that the Ravens are really confident going into this game. I think that they honestly believe that they can win the game.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's scary. I think every team will say that, that they think they're going to win, but I really think that they truly believe that. And
because of the success they've previously had against us in the playoffs.
Right, mainly. And I think they do match up well against us, but us meaning the Patriots. However, we had that week rest. I think another important thing for the Ravens is that they got Haloti Ngata, whatever the heck his name is. He got suspended for 4 games and came back feeling even better than ever. And he got suspended because he was taking drugs. That helped him, and then he got rest. So that's their defensive line. I think is the biggest problem and our biggest weakness is our offensive line. So these are all factors. So I think they match up well. So nonetheless, no way I would pick the Ravens. I don't pick any team right now. At least the next couple games to beat us. The Super Bowl,
depending on who it is.
But Patriots are my pick. I think that a couple of people that were a problem with our offensive line are being replaced, and others are getting healthy. Solder got hurt, and he's saying he's good to go. As long as Brady does his thing, doesn't screw up, I think we should have this one. So Patriots.
Yeah, the thing about the Ravens and Patriots is even in that 18-1 season, the 16-0 season that we had,
right.
We played the Ravens it might have even been the last game of the season. It was towards the end, I remember.
Yeah.
And we almost lost. It was a tough game. That was the toughest game we played all year.
Yeah.
So, even back then, they knew how to play us. So, in the playoffs, they know how to play us well too. God. But the Patriots, week 16, a lot of our guys were hurt. Week 17, a lot of them were hurt.
Or
but
just
then they just rested a lot of them. Like Gronkowski wasn't like on the injured list. He was just not playing to rest up.
Right.
Like we don't need the win to get the number 1 seed.
I think he was hurting too. I think.
Well, yeah.
I don't think he was hurt. He wouldn't have been on the injured list, but
right.
The week would have helped. And
yeah. I was just gonna say, like, noticeably in the last couple weeks of the season, he wasn't
the same.
He wasn't 100%. He was like 98, 95%. Like, you could tell he was a little harder to get up. He wasn't, the Gronkowski of week 9, So getting that week plus the bye week for us, that's 2 weeks that he didn't have to go out there and, hurt his leg or his arm. So I think that's good for Gronkowski. Edelman should be back because he had that concussion when we played the Dolphins or the Dolphins, right? Or something. I forget who we played that he got the concussion. He finished that game, then he didn't play the next game. He didn't play the Jets game because he was injured, and then he didn't obviously play against the Bills.
Yeah.
So he's had a few weeks to rest, but he was actually injured.
Right.
So we've had a lot of people on the injury list. A lot of people just didn't play the last week of the season because of it didn't fucking matter. We let them rest. Mm-hmm. But the fucking Ravens, man, they're hot. They won the last 5 games.
Managed right around this time, and Flacco. You look at the stats, like his regular season, it's like, whatever, it's, average, it's, mediocre, but then once the end of the season playoffs hit, it's a totally different quarterback. He's, top tier quarterback. He's got, I think, he's like 18 touchdown, or 13 it might have been, and 0 interceptions, his last 4 years, so.
Yep, the good ones always play well in December, and he plays well in December, so last month of the season, but like you said, it's the Patriots. They're at home. As long as Gronk, Edelman, Brady, and Revis and Browner are playing, and it's the first game that a lot of them have played in 3 weeks. Edelman like a month, so they're probably going to be pumped. It's the playoffs. They have to win this to move on. So it's not like, oh, we don't need to win because we already got the number 1 seed. Like, no, we have to fucking win this game.
Yeah. So
I think they're going to be ready. We've played the Ravens before. They know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Patriots at home for the win.
And as much as the Ravens think that they're going to win, I think the Patriots, just the same, are confident going into this game. Think they're going to win. I don't think there's ever a game that they think they're going to lose. So.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next game Saturday, the final game Saturday. Panthers visiting the Seahawks.
Panthers visiting the Seahawks. Wow, this is like a month ago would have been a no fucking brainer.
Yeah.
But the Panthers are playing a lot better now. Cam Newton's not playing nearly as bad. He's still not great. We've been saying all year that he's not nearly as good as the hype made him out to be, or that he thinks he is. But he's still not bad. He's better than a lot of quarterbacks in the league.
Better than Ryan Lindley.
Yeah, that's right. That's funny. But the Seahawks, man, they're playing really tough right now. They're playing really tough physical football. So, oh man, I kind of want to go with the underdog and say the Panthers are gonna, go into Seattle and steal a win. But
a lot of people are saying that. But
yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think the Seahawks are gonna win the game.
Yeah, they've lost 2. Is it 2 at home in the last 3 years?
The Seahawks?
Right.
It's at least 2 because I know Dallas went in there and Arizona went in there last year.
Right. Have there been any? I think the year before that they were undefeated at home, weren't they?
I think they might have been.
So, I don't see it being the Panthers in the playoffs. I really want to say that it's going to be an upset, but yeah, I really don't like Cam Newton, the Superman thing, and they have been a different team the last 5 weeks, whatever it's been now. So hopefully it's a good game, and I am pulling for the Panthers, but I'm not picking them. I'm picking them. I wish they would win, but they're not going to. The Seahawks are gonna probably demolish them, and like the what team we were just talking about, they get the Ravens. They get even better in the playoffs, at least the last couple of years. So Seahawks at home.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, moving on to the Sunday games. First one, we got the Cowboys visiting the Packers.
And Packers haven't lost at home all year, and that's good. It's also very cold in Green Bay.
But
the Packers
the Cowboys haven't lost on the road.
On the road, this is true. I've heard a few people giving the Cowboys an edge in this game, and I don't know how I'm going to tease it. I just don't see it. I don't see the Cowboys winning. I mean, they've been a very good team, surprising team. And unless there really is some rigging going on, I don't think that they can win this game. I think the Packers I mean, Aaron Rodgers is as much as I love Tom Brady, he's the best quarterback out there. He's phenomenal. And unless some crazy stupid calls go the Cowboys' way throughout this game, I think the Packers got it.
Yeah, the Cowboys, I said it last year, it's been a magical season for the Cowboys. Romo didn't pull the normal Romo coaster stuff.
Yeah.
You know, interceptions in the fourth quarter.
He did a game-winning drive last week. So
yeah. Like I honestly expected him to throw a fourth quarter interception at the very end of the game against the Giants when Odell Beckham Jr. for the Giants had that crazy catch that's in all the highlight reels.
Yeah,
that was the game. And Dallas had like that last minute drive, like seconds on the clock, and he threw that touchdown pass. Like I thought for sure it was going to be an interception. It was going to be typical Romo stuff.
Yeah,
you know, to lose the game, but he made the pass. I've expected it all year, and he never does the typical stuff. Like he's got the best O-line in the game.
Yeah,
he has all day fucking long to do what he wants. It's I mean the running game, Des Bryant, what's the dude with the long hair?
Oh, the little white dude.
Yeah, the little white dude.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah, neither can I.
Shit, it came to me. Berkeley or something.
Yeah, something like that. It's right fucking there. It's like Bradley.
It's like a funny name, yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, so they got like all these good players. Like they have the potential to beat anybody. But fucking like you said, Aaron Rodgers is the best. I mean, Brady was the best 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, he's still. I take you know Rodgers, then Brady, and then Manning.
Right.
Are the three I think are the best in the league right now, but. But when he throws it, like it looks like he's just barely lobbing it up. You know, like
it looks like it's so easy. I think it maybe is that easy for him. He's just sees where the receiver's going to be, and he puts the ball right there. You know.
Yeah, but he just does it. It just looks like he's not even throwing it hard.
Yeah.
He's just softly throwing it like to a little girl, like, you know, like when you're playing like a little kid, like catch the ball. You know,
40 yards in the field.
Yeah, and it's perfectly like the guy doesn't have to outstretch his arms. He doesn't have to like.
Chest.
Yeah, it's like it's just right there, perfect. You know, there's no way the defender could have ever gotten to it. You know, it's insane how
game
perfect.
Against Patriots over and over, one after the other, boom, boom,
yep.
same
yeah,
thing.
It's perfect passes. It's ridiculous. So, but like I said, Cowboys are undefeated on the road. Packers are undefeated at home. I'm gonna go Packers.
Home field advantage, yeah.
Yep.
With the home.
I mean, Lambeau, like I said, it's cold.
And Cowboys don't play well in the cold. That's another thing to consider. In fact, 2 years ago, Des Bryant, he was even saying, like, or it was this year, he was talking about the year before, that I think they were talking about Green Bay. He's like, yeah, the cold, he's like, it got to us, but it's not going to this year, or something like that. I feel like there was something else I wanted to mention, but I've lost it. Packers.
Yep.
All right, final game. Sunday, we have the Colts at Broncos.
Ooh, Colts at Broncos. Okay.
Colts.
Manning's old team coming to play him in the playoffs. Andrew Luck is really good, you know, for a young guy, but he makes a lot of mistakes, it seems. Because I think it's because he can't do anything but throw the ball.
Yeah.
Not that he can't like run, but they don't have a running game, so you can't like, you know, okay, this play we're gonna hand it off and run. You know, like it's either I pass the ball and get us downfield, or I just stand here and get sacked because I can't. You know, you can't hand it off. We have no run game, so it's all on his shoulders. So a lot of the mistakes is just because he does throw it every time. Like, you know, it's almost expected that he's gonna throw it downfield. You know.
Yeah.
So, and then the Broncos, they haven't looked like they did last year or even the first half of this year, the last half of this season. Right. Like, after he set that record, it seems like they just kind of went under the radar.
Man got it down.
Yeah, like he didn't throw a touchdown pass in that one game.
Right.
You know, they lost to the fucking...
I think it's been 2 games now that he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass.
But, like, yeah, ever since he set that record, they just kind of been there winning their games. I mean, they lost to who was it? The Raiders? No, it wasn't the Raiders.
No, it was the Rams.
Rams, yeah. Was it the Rams?
Yeah, they lost the Rams, yeah.
Yeah.
Soon to be the LA Rams.
Are they moving?
Yeah, I guess the owner of the Rams bought a bunch of land in LA. I guess he owned land, but then he also made an agreement with the adjacent landowner, and now he's got enough land. There's other stuff that has to happen, but it's looking like it.
All right, well, back to the playoffs. I don't know. Like they haven't looked like super awesome Super Bowl caliber Broncos like they did last year, or even the first half of this year. So I don't know. I don't know if it was just because like he was actually like he had the cold, like a flu or whatever, or they just like like we're gonna get the number 1 or 2 seed. We get to bye. Like let's just not even play all that hard. I mean, Welker, it seems like is barely on the field.
Yeah.
And when he is, he's barely getting the ball because they have fucking everybody else to throw it to.
Right.
But they're at home. And god damn, they are a really good team. He can throw it. There's so many people he can throw it to that are good.
Not to even mention Walker, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I want the Colts to win so badly.
Man, that would be so perfect.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to say. I want to go upset so bad with the Colts,
Yeah.
but I don't know. And the Broncos. I mean, Broncos are gonna win.
All right. Yeah, it's funny because earlier today I was actually watching. They played the game that they played 2 years ago, the Colts, and which of course the Colts won. And when you just mentioned Welker, that's what reminded me. Like they
last year.
Not the year before. If I said that, I meant last year they played. It was their homecoming. Was Manning.
Oh yeah. Manning went back to Indy. Yeah.
And the Colts won that one, and they were losing. I think it was like 34 to like 14 or something like that, and it was a pretty big lead. And they started coming back. They got it up to the ending score. I think it was 39-30, but they showed this one of the comeback touchdowns. It was Welker boom, just crazy catches like. And then they showed this year where the Colts lost, but they almost managed to come back. It was a pretty good game, so they did already beat them this year. That was earlier in the season. Broncos were playing much better.
It is hard to beat a team twice in a season, so
yeah,
maybe the Colts have a better chance than I give them credit for.
And Welker, like you just mentioned, isn't really showing up the way he was. He still has plenty of weapons to choose from without Welker, but I think he still was kind of that equalizer that really put them over the top last year.
Yeah,
That has been a big difference, and he's always getting concussions now.
He's such a little guy.
Yeah, I know. He just hits after this.
We said little guy when we're he's probably twice as big as us.
Yeah.
He's a little guy for a football player.
I think that would be cool if we re-sign Welker next year. I don't know if he's on a contract with Broncos, but and his career there, that would be cool. But I don't know why I'm talking about that. Anyway, so the Colts lost the season, but again to them earlier this season. But again, I think that was when they were a worse team, or a better team, and I think the Colts were a worse team.
Do you think the Colts have gotten better and the Broncos
Although
have gotten worse?
the last couple weeks they haven't, but similar, I think they've been a little bit complacent the last few weeks, and they've already got the
they were like the first to clinch their division, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm going to go upset. I think Andrew Luck, I hope, does the same he did last year and comes right out and puts that big lead, and finishes it, hopefully, and hold on to that lead. Or maybe has one of his famous fourth quarter comebacks. I don't know. But I'm going to put my faith in the Colts, and I hope I don't jinx them the way I did. Who did the Cowboys beat? The Lions last week.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I wanted to mention on that, I didn't mention about the Patriots-Ravens. Important for the Patriots, I think, is to get a 40-burger, to score so many points, because I don't think the Ravens can do that. I don't think they've scored that many points. Maybe they have once, if at all, this season scored that many. So, sorry to hop over there. That's one thing I wanted to mention.
Yeah, well, as long as we're back on that game, the Patriots, we have a lot of, second half comebacks, where, we're down when we go into the half, and then we come back and we win the game.
Right.
And we did it, against the Broncos last year.
Yeah.
So I mean,
well, it would be a huge comeback.
Yeah,
Like the biggest comeback ever.
Yeah. So I mean, because I remember the Green Bay game that we played against them this year. You said like if we go into the half winning, we'll win the game.
Yeah.
Or if we're down by just
seven or less, but we went.
Yeah.
They scored right
Right,
before the
yeah,
half, and it put us
Yeah, and then we lost. But I mean,
by less than 7 points.
Yeah. So I think if we have a good first half, even if we're down, we can always mount a second half comeback.
Yeah.
But we have to have, a good enough
momentum.
Yeah, we have to be able to go into the thing, and Belichick has to say whatever he says to them. Say like, "Oh, we're only down by this many." Like, what the fuck?
I wish I could be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but if we're down by a lot in the, I don't know. I mean, because it's the playoffs, it's the Ravens. They are tough. Maybe we can't have a second half comeback. But I think if we have a good first half, we'll have a great second half. But if we have like a terrible first half, we'll have a terrible second half.
Yeah, it's been about their demeanor, the way they've played, and that was what I was thinking earlier too. That I think the Ravens, on the other hand of that, I think even if they're losing going into the second half, I think that they're confident enough to where they'll still think that they can win the game, and then they'll be dangerous the whole game. That's what I'm kind of nervous about. So hopefully we do mount that huge lead in the first quarter, just play phenomenal, and go in with that momentum and just blow them out. Yeah, because
my dad told me that like get the loss of the Bills out of the way. It's usually to win 3 in a row than 4 in a row.
Right.
Especially 3 home games. Just win two
home games. Yeah.
And in the Southwest, we live in the Southwest. We live close to Phoenix, so there's a lot of New Englanders down here.
Yeah,
especially snowbirds. Right. Half of everybody you meet is somewhere from Northeast. So and especially now that it's snowbird season, everybody's from the fucking Northeast.
Yeah.
But so they're gonna have a lot of fans in Glendale.
Arizona, yeah.
So yeah, I think as long as we don't play really shitty the first half, because we have had comebacks where we against the Broncos, the shitty first half, we came back and won.
Right.
But in the playoffs against a team like the Ravens that know how to play us, because the Broncos just don't for some reason. They just don't know how to.
Yeah, well, Peyton Manning. In general, I think he just. I think as much as after
this fucking his 7 head just fucking. It's stored with so much football knowledge, except how to beat Brady. Right, there's just a big gap somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be filled with how to beat Brady, but it's just completely empty.
It's, filled with other nonsense. What was I going to say though? I lost my train of thought.
Something about Manning against Brady.
That he's got. Manning's got a 7 head. That's what I was going to say. Fuck Peyton Manning. I don't know.
All right, well, let's bring this to an end. That was our picks for Week 19 of the NFL season, the divisional round of the playoffs. We are in the playoffs. It's getting close to the end. Wow, 2 more rounds of playoffs, a bye week because the Pro Bowl doesn't matter, and then the fucking Super Bowl, and then it's over for 3 months.
Yeah, I just hope the Patriots are there. I hope with all my hope.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week when we cover Week 19 and our picks for the championship round of the playoffs. As always, we are your hosts, Movie Master Mike.
And Boston Boy.
All right, see you later.
Fuck the Jets.
Yeah, fuck the Giants.